You've mentioned a couple of times the BRAC-like commission. So let's review what BRAC was and why you refer to that as a model.
Yeah, so BRAC stands for Base Realignment and Closure Commission, and was a process that Congress set in motion after the end of the Cold War, when it became increasingly difficult to close obsolete military bases using standard procedure in Congress. Members of Congress ended up banding together to protect each other's bases from being closed in response to constituent pressures. And it ended up with the government wasting money on military bases that were no longer necessary, and that money then was not available for the Department of Defense to prioritize other needs and capabilities. And that recognition ultimately led to the formation of the Base Realignment and Closure Commission, which was also appointed by the president after consideration with leadership in the House and Senate. And they were also independent external members, experts, not members of Congress, that were staffing the commission. So I think that's a key part that we would want to model this fiscal commission after. But what BRAC also had that was so unique is that it provided political cover to Congress by not even requiring an up or down vote on the list of bases that would be closed. Instead, if only the president had an up or down vote on the list of bases that the commission recommended would be closed, and if the president agreed with the commission, then Congress could just sit on their hands and the commission proposal would go into effect. They had the option of rejecting the commission proposal with a joint resolution of disapproval, but they did not have to take an affirmative vote. And I think this is very controversial when we talk about something as substantive as making potentially major revenue and spending changes to some of the largest federal government programs. That is far greater impact and scope than the BRAC Commission was tasked with. But we also face a much bigger problem than the closure of obsolete military bases, namely avoiding a U.S. fiscal crisis that could send the economy into serious turmoil and has the potential to undermine the U.S. status as the world's reserve currency. So this is a bigger problem. Therefore, the solution will also be bigger and require more courage. I think BRAC is a really promising model because it helped Congress to do something they know they should do. They wanted and needed to get done, but found it politically difficult to do. Again, this requires that there's recognition in Congress about the magnitude and severity of the U.S. fiscal crisis that's currently brewing, and an interest and willingness to avert that fiscal crisis and address that problem. That's always the basis that we work from before establishing this commission. But if Congress understands the magnitude and severity of the problem we're facing, then I think establishing a commission like this gives them an effective lever to do what otherwise they're politically unable to do.
Tori, we got about a minute and a half left in this segment. You want to set up with a question?
I don't know if I would ask a question, but I'm certainly going to editorialize for a second.
Okay.
I get really sick and tired of these members who Romina makes a good point. This could be politically unpopular with some members because you're delegating so much authority to an unelected body to make significant changes in our revenue and entitlement laws. But my opinion is every doggone member of Congress who sits in a seat right now, the first thing they said when stumping for election was, elect me, I'm a leader. Send me to Washington, I'm a leader, I'm a leader. Well, this is a time, this is like one of the most important times where we need leaders to stand up and say to the American public, we're in deep doo-doo. We've made some bad decisions in the past, and we need to fix those bad decisions. And we've also got some demographic changes that we knew existed for a long time, and they're changing the way, you know, the costs of these programs affect our federal budget. We've got to make changes. And if you're not going to lead, then doggone it, get out of the way of people who will. And that's where I think a commission like what Romina's proposing here, a BRAC commission, has a place. So to all those other members that go, I'm thumbing my noses at them.